Hey there, guys. Welcome to my first ASMR video. Um, I'm kind of a big gamer, especially things like Minecraft and city builders. And I felt like the sounds and everything in these kind of games uh, lend themselves pretty well to the whole ASMR thing. So I thought I'd just do some ASMR gaming. Um, really, we're just gonna tour around the world as it stands and work on a couple little projects. Uh, so let's go ahead and get started. Got all my building materials set and ready to go. All right, I'm gonna try not to talk during those parts because they do tend to be pretty loud. So here you can see we've got one rather large wall built up, and we're working on a second over here since we finished all the foundation work. Trying to get this wall up to that height, so it's going to be a little bit before we get there, but little by little. I always love working on these wall projects. It gives me a chance to kind of stop and get a view of the world outside the base. I'm actually going to turn my audio down just a touch. It is brutally loud for me. Hopefully not too bad for you guys. Okay, there we go. So yeah, this is basically the second area in the world that I've kind of like built a base in. The other area is back in that direction in the desert. And this world has a couple cool features, and one of them is I picked this particular spot for this base. When I generated the world, I selected the large biomes option, which, as you can imagine, made the normal Minecraft biomes a lot bigger. And the end result of that was that right here we got a plains biome, a pretty big one, honestly, and had three small forest biomes kind of like attached to it. And I went through and took out the trees, so it all just looks like one big plains now. And popped a city right down in the middle, and everything around it, there, all the way around there, that way, all the way around, literally encompassing the whole plain and those three little forests is an enormous desert. So this biome is kind of like a little oasis. And that was where I got the name for the map and also for the city that we're building here. And the concept, essentially, is that this is the one spot where it will rain and everything. So we'll collect water in the center area here and kind of aqueduct it out into the desert to bring life and allow us to grow crops and all the fun stuff that comes with water. So the structure of the city is going to be kind of like Lord of the Rings, Minas Tirith inspired. So you'll have that big section for the water in the center. And then it'll be flat like this far across. This will be the same height as that. And you'll see about 20 or so blocks of the outside of this wall. And then you'll get another flat section just as wide as this. And it'll kind of tear down like a wedding cake all the way down to sea level, which is where this foundation is built at, right at 60 blocks. That should give us a ton of space to build buildings and a ton of space underneath for our more industrial stuff, our automated farms and mass item storage. So back here is an XP farm we set up a while ago. It's built around a zombie spawner that's over there. If you've never built a spawner farm, they're actually not too hard. It's basically a 9x9 box built around the spawner. And it's 5 high, so zombies can also spawn on top of the block. Well, they could if you didn't block it. But typically you want to block them from spawning there. Just so no matter what, they fall into the water streams and get moved into your grinder area. But yeah, so you have the box. Some water streams kind of flow along the bottom of it to push the mobs towards the front. And then a couple extra water streams in a little canal typically will funnel them into a water elevator of sorts, which takes them up, kind of washes them over a couple blocks, and then drops them right in front of you. Usually with about... Ow. Will that hurt? Usually with about a health left. so that they are easy to kill if you just want to use your fist or something. I got pegged by the skeleton there. Thankfully, the armor I have is pretty good. Alright, let's head back up. Alright, looks like we are clear. Except for that Enderman. Don't see him, but I definitely heard him. Yeah, getting attacked by mobs is kind of a danger right now, as it starts to get dark. But eventually, won't really even be an issue. As the wall gets higher, we'll be out of their visual range. There were a couple times when the wall was a bit lower, I'd have mobs run up these hills and jump in the way with me. But yeah, now it's pretty much just the skeletons shooting at us. Until we get the wall a bit higher. And obviously you guys can see the lava pools up ahead. Made those to store lava I found while filling in caves in the lake during the foundation project here. And end up storing it like this because I ran out of buckets and chests to keep them in. Actually got about 2 double chests of buckets of lava down in the base right now. And of course I was collecting them before they added dripstone to the game, which can be used to make lava an infinite resource. And back in the day it was finite. So you only had what you had. You can see down there part of the fill-in project. That was literally a cave that kind of went down and up here somewhere. Zombies on fire. Never stood a chance for it, And then, yeah, you can also see a skeleton horse up here. That's a fun story. That's in a building over that way. And I'm riding out a thunderstorm in one of the upstairs rooms. And lightning literally struck on the roof, spawning a skeleton horse trap. And because I was close to the roof, the game read it as close enough to trigger, so it immediately sprung the trap. I wasn't about to go fight them in a thunderstorm or anything. So I waited it out, and when I went to go actually confront them, the sun had killed the skeletons and just left their horses. So I went ahead and tamed those. I've got one in the nether, I think. And like one over that way, and that one over here, obviously. I gotta tell you, the skeleton horses are fast. I think they are, by default, like max speed. And then the other things are variable. But yeah, I got some decent ones. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, why on earth I would take a horse to the mother. That is because I have a pretty substantial base built up there. The centerpiece, of course, is attached directly to another portal down here, center of this. It's a large upside down pagoda, basically, hanging from the ceiling of the nether. And then at the very top level, in the ceiling, I have roads built to other structures, like the Wither Skull farm that I built down there. And so that's what the horses are for, just moving between those structures. Some of the roads are kind of lengthy. Eventually I'll put in minecart tracks as well, more than likely. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Okay. Looks like we have ourselves a group of villagers. Now, let's take care of that. That one's a really great shot. Alright, got the ones that are far away. There we go. Let's see if I can grab some of that stuff. Looks like Minecraft's deciding to lag a little bit on me here. So we will be right back. Alright, and we are back. Yeah, I don't know if that ever happens to you guys. Every now and again, the game will pretty much start to jump like you saw, and then pretty much just crashes completely and gives me an out of memory error. I looked several times and into options for fixing it. And yeah, I just haven't come up with any good solutions yet. So if you guys have run into that, I would love to hear what solutions you all came up with so that I can try them too. Yeah, Minecraft's definitely one of my favorite games, and the error's not that frustrating. It's like once you reload the game, it pretty much doesn't happen again. But yeah, I would love if it didn't happen at all. So hopefully someday. So now we can do underground villages, which seems on theme for Minecraft, especially with the Caves and Cliffs update. And we can do villages and underwater domes. Other unorthodox locations, like the Nether. That was a bit odd. Kind of like I got stuck on a sign hitbox or something. At any rate, yes, I'm pretty happy with the changes in the villager mechanics. They have even allowed me to set up an iron farm in the Nether, which is amazing. So as you know, resources are hard to come by in the Nether. Especially making tools and stuff becomes challenging, but you are able to grow trees in the Nether. And with the iron farm, you have materials you need to make as many tools as you want. So that nether base I was talking about has a couple spots for tree farming with the 4x4 and 1x1 style trees. It has automatic chicken farm, cactus farm. Have sheep, mushrooms, rabbits. Down there, have a bee farm. It's managed to mess itself up, so I need to work on that. I guess technically a honey farm using the bees. And obviously, I do have some villagers down there for the iron farm, and I took a couple extra to set up a villager trading area. And the last project I was working on down there was a bartering farm, a pig-one bartering. Capturing a couple of them and name tagging them, putting them in little stalls where I can kind of feed them the gold ingots to get all the stuff they barter for that stuff. It basically gives you access to infinite gravel and nether brick, I think. Do nether bricks, some types of enchanted books, crying obsidian, all good stuff. But yeah, setting that system up is going to take some more work, I think. And then just refining the gold farm I have built there to kind of flow into that automatically. I have a very, very small area where ghast are able to spawn. And then obviously zombie pigmen spawn there as well. But I've got to do a lot of work to make the area around the base unspawnable, so that the rates on that are useful. Right now it's slow. And yeah, truth be told, it might make more sense to eventually just make the donut style gold farm somewhere else in the nether, over a big lava sea or something, where I don't have to do a ton of spawn prevention work. That's actually been the big challenge with the Wither Skeleton Skull Farm. It's just spawn proofing the areas around it to get the rates up. And pretty much just went around with cobblestone slabs and covered all the spawning surfaces. Not all the way out to a 144 block area around, and we're pretty close. I think the ultimate goal is to just completely remove all of the material in that area and just kind of let it be a giant lava sea below it. Yeah, that's kind of where the world is at so far. A lot of big projects in progress, but we get a little closer to finished every day, so as we kind of build up the city, especially once the foundation is done, one thing I would like to do is set up some transportation to further flung areas of the map. That will include roads, obviously, with the first iteration of that done right there. I'd also like to set up canals, since this is kind of a water-themed city. And monorails, I think, is the other plan. In addition to what I'm going to call the deep roads, taking after the Dragon Age video game concept. Since they did caves and cliffs, I'd like to take a portion of that below zero area, maybe 0 to 40 or 0 to 50. Just make big tunnels. Lit by lava, kind of moody shadow style lighting. Just have them connect all the furthest flung portions of the world. Might be able to go under oceans and all kinds of stuff where a normal road might not be able to go. Okay. I mean, you guys hear that too, right? Must be underground somewhere. But yeah, that was actually my original intention with this section, is to do the deep roads off of this. But part of me always felt like this wasn't deep enough. And now that it goes 64 blocks further down, that's just going to be perfect. All right. I love having the torches here now. Before I had those, mom spawned all over this, and had to be very careful coming out that door in the mornings. Always like to check and make sure nothing followed me up the stairs. Usually good to go. And so the plan with this wall, once we have it high enough, is actually to replace the top 20 blocks or so with smooth stone, like that, since it'll be visible. And then I've got a couple more decorative features that sort of go on the surface and whatnot. Should make it look pretty cool. At least I think so. But obviously we've got a little ways to go for that. You know, clearly. But we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. And there was a time when this wall didn't exist at all. However, we are coming up onto a point where we will have to pause construction of this in order to gather more materials. And those are coming out of the quarry inside this wall. I don't know what it is exactly. There's something about the idea of a quarry in Minecraft that always just sort of resonated with me. It generates a ton of cobblestone, obviously, which is useful for this project. And it's a cool place to build something in when you're done with it, which is kind of the intention with this one. Yeah, so I'm still a little bit on the fence about what exactly to build in the quarry portion. Obviously, the majority of this will be full of water. I'm thinking I might do like a glass ceiling for the current underground portion of the base. Maybe kind of a dome style. And do sort of a city underneath that as well. So you sort of have like a surface city on top of a underground. I think that'd be pretty cool. And then the underground portion just serves as like a industrial complex for everything that's topside. Manufacturing goods and redstone elevatoring them up to the shops on the surface. So yeah, that's kind of where everything is at so far. And a little bit of a look at the plans we have and what's to come. I look forward to hanging out with you guys more and building up more of this world and We'll do some other games as well. Surviving Mars and perhaps some space engineers. Definitely more on the city builder and sandbox genres. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope that you feel thoroughly relaxed and maybe even fell asleep during part of this. So, look forward to doing this again with you guys. Remember, you can call us the Goats.